Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode of Love It or Leave It, we have some exciting luxury beauty news to discuss, as well as the upcoming product launches, what looks good, what doesn't. I'll be sharing my thoughts and telling you what I'm planning to purchase. And as always, these videos are a group project, so be sure to sound off down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts or if there's anything that you're excited about. Before we dive right in, I want to quickly mention that we have the dates for the Sephora Spring Savings event in case you haven't seen these yet. Everything kicks off on April 4th through the 14th. That's when all Beauty Insider tiers can shop 30% off Sephora collection. And then starting on April 4th, Rouge members get 20% off. Both VIB and Beauty Insiders can start shopping with their discount on April 8th. And again, that goes through the 14th. I will make sure all of the dates and details will be in the description box. I will pop this up on the screen. I thought maybe it would start at the end of March and split the months, March, April, but instead it's just all April. I've been holding very strong in my low buy rules of only purchasing 3 products per month. I haven't bought anything new in March because I'm really waiting for the savings event. Anything that has been on my wish list or been on my mind that's available at Sephora, I'm just keeping a running list in my phone and I'm going to wait. That way I can save my 20% off. Now, the real luxury beauty news that has everybody excited is that Louis Vuitton is launching a makeup line. Not only are we getting Louis Vuitton makeup, but they have brought on Pat McGrath as their creative director, and I cannot think of a better fit for this brand. Of course, we all know Pat McGrath is iconic. She's legendary in the land of fashion and makeup. She is the epitome of high fashion in the beauty space. She does such a great job melting both practical and unrealistic beauty techniques. She's done an amazing job with her own brand, Pat McGrath Labs, but I am so excited to see what she comes up with for Louis Vuitton. These preview images look so exciting. It will be launching this fall. The first drop is going to include 55 lipsticks, 10 nourishing lip balms, and 8 eye palettes. Eyes and lips as a first launch makes a lot of sense to me. Complexion is so difficult, and who knows if she's going to pull inspiration from her own line or if she's going to do something totally different. I cannot wait to see the packaging. I really cannot wait to see the price point. I'm a little bit scared about the price point. We know it's going to be expensive, of course. It's luxury, it's Louis Vuitton, it's their first launch, but will they align themselves more like an Hermes, Tom Ford, or is it going to be more like Chanel Dior prices? I feel like they could get away with Chanel Dior pricing, but something tells me that it's probably going to be closer to Hermes. And because Louis Vuitton is known for their trunks, their train cases, their leather goods, maybe we'll see lipstick holders, compact holders, something that's like a little keepsake to hold on to. I think they probably already have certain things like that already. We know the iconic monogram will be everywhere, and I think we have to prepare ourselves to be seeing these pictures all over our Instagram feeds because I just know everybody is going to be so excited to get their first piece of Louis Vuitton beauty. After what Pat McGrath did with the viral Margiela looks from the runway, I feel like we are going to see something very unique, very out of the box with Louis Vuitton. I imagine they tapped her specifically because they want somebody who really knows what's trending, sets the trends. She is so in tune with what's going on in the industry and how to push boundaries and give us something that feels new, fresh. Both Pat McGrath Labs and Louis Vuitton have collabed with Supreme, so I think we might see something with a bit of street style edge as well. I have such high expectations and high hopes. I know if anybody can deliver for the brand, it is Pat McGrath, but I feel like my hopes and dreams are so high. I will be crushed and so disappointed if this is just a basic, branded compact, branded lipstick. Needless to say, I will be starting my Louis Vuitton Beauty piggy bank savings fund so that I am ready when things launch. Will I be purchasing every single thing? Probably not. And speaking of mother, Miss Pat McGrath, she has been clocked in. Pat McGrath Labs has just revealed their latest mothership palette. After a couple years, finally, this is Petal Morphosis. and it is beautiful to look at. A lot of greens and purples. It has her extraterrestrial, very whimsical, ethereal look to it. A few dusty, mauvey, rosy-ish tones, but by far this is one of her least pink eyeshadow palettes. I swore off large eyeshadow palettes this year, and I feel like I really need to hold myself to it and stay strong. Although my first reaction when I saw this was, oh my gosh, I cannot wait, I have to have it. And then I sort of brought myself back to reality. As gorgeous as it is to look at, to display, I just don't think I would get a lot of use out of these colors. Doesn't look overly out there. I feel like this is a somewhat wearable palette. I just don't touch the mothership palettes that I already have. I also know that they tend to go on sale. Maybe not right away, but on launch day, there's usually, I think, a 10% discount or a 15% off discount. It's already listed on Sephora, so hopefully it will be there in time for Rouge members. You could maybe get 20% off. But even beyond that, these go on sale for like closer to 50% off usually. Now, just because I said no large eyeshadow palettes does not mean I am done with eyeshadow altogether. The sneak peeks of the upcoming Dior summer collection gagged me, wowed. I think my jaw dropped to the floor and I just thought, yes, absolutely. I have to have both of these. They're stunning. Now, I'm not really that excited or interested in any of the lippies here. They look really pretty, but nothing that I have to have. The nail polishes look nice. The one red is maybe a little bit too dark, but the coral polish, maybe if I see it in person. I've been getting a lot of use out of my light pink Dior nail polishes. I'm halfway done with this one. I think it's called Reuben. And then I picked up the Pink Mania from the spring collection. Really pretty colors. So I'm a huge fan of the Dior nail polish, but these eyeshadow palettes, they are works of art. I cannot get over them. I feel like this is one of their best launches for eyeshadows that I've seen in a very long time. Almost too pretty to touch. Almost. My favorite of the two is the one with the bright magenta, sort of pinky purple shade right there in the center. I feel like this is going to be the perfect pop of color. You have the iconic Dior Toile de Joie print embossed on top with gold, the tiger motif. If you remove the magenta, the four shades on the outside are very pretty, very wearable, and it does sort of feel like a good transition color story from summer to fall. This I have to have. I will definitely be buying this eyeshadow palette. The other one looks really nice too. It has more of a bright peachy matte shadow in the center. And I actually feel like I would most likely get more use out of this one. The rest of the shades are very wearable neutrals, but again, the texture of these shadows looks really nice. Looks wearable, it looks beautiful, flattering tones, and of course you get the gorgeous design embossed on the palette. So I will most likely pick up both of these. Also from Dior, I need to check and see if these are available yet, but there's a new Dior Snow UV Base Primer with SPF 50. Two different shades, there's a light pink and a light blue. So it's going to help color correct your complexion before you go on top with foundation. This reminds me a bit of maybe the original UV Essential from Chanel. And they even had the, what was it called? Do you remember the little LeBlanc primer that was very light and pink and brightening? I think this Dior Snow is going to be similar to that. I love anything with SPF 50 for the face. I'm taking my skincare, my sun protection very seriously, so this looks really interesting as well. This I would definitely pick up. I need to go through all of my sunscreens and actually get rid of anything that's expired and see what I have. I'm almost done with a few. I'm currently using the Kiehl's SPF 50 and I really like it. We have a new mascara launching soon from Armani Beauty. This is the Vertigo Lift Longwear Lengthening Mascara. I received an email about this. I need to go back and actually read it. So I may be able to get my hands on this through PR, but I think Armani has great eye products. I'm always sort of interested to try a new mascara. Do you remember seeing pictures circulating of the Givenchy color correctors? Did anyone ever hear about those? Did they launch and I just missed it? I feel like I searched for them and I found a new concealer, but I was never able to find the color correctors. I would still be interested to try the new Givenchy color correctors, but it looks like they're also coming out with a pressed Prism Libre 4-color powder, described as a high-performance formula providing an all-day matte finish while locking in hydration. $59, again launching at the end of the month. The Prism Libre powder was so popular, so viral, beloved by many, and then as soon as they changed the formula and made it more luminous, everybody hated it. It says matte finish while locking in hydration, so we'll see. I'd be curious to try it out. And I don't really have a lot of pressed powders. I have maybe a small handful of pressed powders. I just typically don't powder my face or blot throughout the day, but maybe that's because I've never found a good one that I really liked. It definitely has potential. We know Givenchy has it within them to come out with a killer powder product, but is it going to be matte but actually more luminous, or is it truly going to be matte setting, mattify the whole face? Also coming at the end of the month, Westman Atelier will be unveiling their new Duos dimensional cheek palettes with new packaging and format. It looks like you might have a blush and a bronzer. Maybe we'll have 2 blushes, bronzers, but this right here, this duo on the side, looks like a baby pink blush and a bronzer. This could be really nice as well. I'm so excited to try the matte bronzing drops from Westman Atelier. That is something that is on my list for the savings event. I love their complexion products. They're usually very expensive, but the packaging is always outstanding. And this color combination looks really interesting as well. At some point in March, I haven't seen these launch just yet, but we are getting new hair oils from Kerastas. The Elixir Ultime is hands down my favorite hair oil. I use it constantly. I've used it for years and years. When they changed the packaging to be refillable, they actually did tweak the formula a little bit. And I want to say that they said no, they didn't, but then I attended a launch event and they told us there that yes, they did tweak the formula to make it a little bit lighter, because the one complaint people would say is that it was too heavy for their hair. Well, at the time, my hair was really dry and blonde and damaged, so it would just drink it up. I still really like the new formula, but I love that they're coming out with different oils, probably for different hair types or to treat something different with the hair. We're getting a Chronologiste, a Fluid Oleo Relax, a Cica Gloss, and a Cica Extreme. That one is definitely for damage, but the Oleo Relax hair mask is the best hair mask I've ever tried in the deep orange tub. It's incredible. That entire line saved my hair years ago whenever I fried all of my hair off. The final new collection launch that we have to talk about that really caught my eye is from Nars. This is the Hot Escape collection. And I saw someone post that it was available now, but I checked Sephora and it wasn't there. So I was disappointed and sort of hoping that it would be there for the savings event. Well, I pulled up the Nars website and it's currently 20% off. They're holding a 20% off site-wide deal, so hopefully this is going to go on for a couple days. They also have some 40% off of last chance items that I need to check out. But I really love the look of this collection. The face palettes in particular are so beautiful. I love this cabana striped Ticket to Biarritz inspiration. I think it's so pretty. Nars is one of the most consistent brands across the board. They don't usually bring out seasonal launches that break the internet. In fact, a lot of their palettes sort of look the same. You know, the packaging shape is generally the same. Orgasm, Laguna, done time and time again, but that doesn't mean the products aren't really nice. And I happen to really love this packaging because it reminds me of being by the pool and summertime and summer vacation, summer in Italy. I just think these shades are so beautiful. The one palette with the cooler undertone, I feel like I could get away with buying this because it would be somewhat different from my collection. It's the blue packaging. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked hearing my thoughts on these new upcoming launches. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I am so excited to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Louis Vuitton Beauty with Pat McGrath? Are you excited for the Dior summer collection, the Givenchy powder? Sound off down below. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face. Anything that can be tagged directly to the video will be there for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.